One of the things I want to touch on today is our open house ready guide. And this is something that is a huge part of all of our businesses because it gives us a chance to get face to face with clients. It's not something where we're calling someone and they don't want to hear from us. They're actually coming to us. So this is probably one of the best lead generation methods in real estate because you've got someone that's energetic about buying and possibly selling, because 67% of the people in Tennessee own homes. And the other part is they are expecting to have someone open the door and talk to them. So the expectation has already been set as far as what's going to happen with it. So let's kind of jump into it. And on this right here is, first is, why host open houses? Is that coming up where you guys can see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and again, the biggest thing is we get business from this. And with this part of the business that we get, it's absolutely huge because Gail Brent built her huge business on this when she did 79 transactions her first year. And it's something that we can definitely do the same kind of thing here. But it gets us in front of folks. It jumpstarts everything because we can do so many different lead generation methods around this. We can do door knocking around it. We can do circle prospecting around it. And we're going to talk about some of those in just a second. We can also utilize our pond account, also our sphere with this. So it's a great way to get business for us. Now, the different types of open houses that we want to look at is one, if it's a new listing. Also, it could be new builds. It could be a broker open house that we do also. It could be public opens on the weekends or the weekdays. There are actually two different open houses there. When you're doing it on the weekdays, you're not really expecting probably a flood of people, but what you are expecting is those folks that come in are going to be very, very focused on wanting to buy something. And this is a great place to do it if you've got a location that gets a lot of traffic around lunchtime or in the evening. I mean, we've seen these things be very successful during the weekdays. So again, don't discount that. The other part is, what's your goals for having the open house? And of course, one is going to be lead generation. The second is going to be branding. So how you dress at the open house, the different things you have at the open house with you that they're going to take away, they're going to leave a lasting impact on those people for the branding. And also anybody that you've door knocked to, circle prospected with, reached out through Brivity on the pond account that may be also looking in that area will make a big difference. The other thing is selling the property. I mean, we want to be able to write an offer on this one or another one. So we're going to talk about what our checklist is as far as things to have with us. Now, selecting the property. When we select the open house, first off, if we have our own listing, of course, we're going to want to host that open house because that's going to be the primary one that we want to focus on, because we want to overcome any objections that buyers may have on purchasing the open house so that they actually go ahead and put an offer in. Because once you get an offer and you get another one, now that's a bidding war. And that's exactly what you want to do. And again, on open houses, you have got first-time home buyers that are not working with agents. They come to open houses to see homes. So this is a great way to get clients from that. Or they may already have a home and they just don't know who to call. Not everybody is going to be friendly with everybody in the neighborhood or be on social media and know that their next door neighbor may be a real estate agent. So this is a great way to make certain that you get in contact. The other people you're going to get is people moving from out of state, like California. These folks are coming into Tennessee because they visited Nashville at some point, just loved it here, and now they want to get some information on buying a home. And this is a great way to do it. Get those folks into your database and be the first one they connect with. I want you guys to remember, 60% of clients sign with the first agent they talk to. 60%. So if you're hosting open houses, you're likely going to be the first agent that they talk to, especially if it's during the week. The other thing when you're taking a look at property selection is the location we want. What location do you want to kind of be the king of? We were talking with Holly Black yesterday after our Language of Luxury call, and she focuses in Fairview. She wants to be the #1 agent and the go-to person in Fairview. and that's what she focuses on. Now, she will take listings in Franklin, she'll take them in Hendersonville, she'll take them in Gallatin too, but her main focus is that Fairview. So that's her niche, and that's where she kind of hangs her hat on. And you guys want to do the same thing. What areas do you want to really take a look at and focus in on? And the reason she picked Fairview is because most of the agents there have older and gotten out of the business, or they just did not do a good job marketing properties. They were lazy, or they didn't spend the money on marketing. So it was really easy for her to slide into that spot and become that person. The other one too is make it close to where you want to be. I mean, if it's an area, maybe you don't live there, but you want to live there, then really focus on that area. The other is a price point. What price point do you want to be at? Now, this could be controlled on the location. She knew in Fairview that the price point wasn't as high as what it was in Franklin and Brentwood, but there were some houses that are going to be up and coming, but she could be very, very good at that, and then slowly start to build that business outward from there. Another one is a little bit further away, Clarksville. Clarksville does the same thing. They sell a lot of homes up there. The price point is lower. However, you look at the competition, when you look at the listings, and they just do not have the professionalism as far as the listings of the agents here in Nashville and Franklin. So it does make a difference. And then also look at market demand. What areas have really been hot and are not slowing down? We've seen a slowdown with the interest rates and stuff, and mainly in that middle area, in that second tier, not in the original price point. Those we're still seeing people buy homes because they want to get into a home and own it. And then we get up to $1 million, $1.2 million. That market has still been steady there because those folks have not been impacted as much by the all the economic pressures. But you're seeing that middle section really be impacted. So again, what open house do you want to host? Is it that $1 million plus, or is it something where it's going to be that original price point? Or is it just the location that you want? It may not be moving as much with demand, but you want to be there because of that location. Those are things that you can do too. But do take a look as far as your property selection when you're looking at doing the open house. Now, the next one is talking to the agents that listed. If you don't have the listing, you're going to have to reach out to get those listings. And that can be through your own listings, also with the sphere of agents. If you know a sphere of agents, it doesn't matter what brokerage they're at, you can host an open house. But if you know someone and you're on good terms with them, then reach out to that agent and talk to them. And then when you're talking to them about hosting the open house, one is look for empty open houses. It's a less chance for them to say, well, the owner doesn't want to sit there and have any open houses because they may have valuables, guns, whatever, or prescription drugs, things of that nature. But you can point out, says, yeah, I want to host an open house because, you know, the people from California coming in, they a lot of times aren't dealing with agents yet, and they don't get a chance to see open houses or get to see houses, and open houses are the only way that they can. And they're going to sit there and essentially copy everything you just said and tell it to the seller and say, hey, I've got one of my friends, top agent, wants to host an open house for Sunday. The house is empty anyway. Would that be okay? And again, they can also show that they're promoting the open house more now, or they're promoting their listing more. So again, this is something that you want to do. The other one is agents in our office. Now, we went through that training yesterday where you can go into RealTracs, okay? You can go into listings, change it to active and also coming soon. Then you go down, you're going to add extra criteria, and you're going to type in office. And from there, you're going to find list office. You're going to click that one. And then for the search criteria for list office, it's going to be KWRI, and you'll see all the Keller Williams pop up, and you want 03, which is Franklin. And when you select that, then hit list, it will show you the 100 and some listings that our office has. Then it's a simple matter of going through, finding out which homes are vacant, and then finding out the listing agent and reaching out and giving them a call. I don't want you guys to be inhibited that, man, we don't have any listings as a team, so how do we get open houses? This is a great way where, you know, you're not going to let a slow period stop you from achieving your goals. Also, if it's nobody in our office, we can also take a look at Music City and see what open houses they've got. because they're in Green Hills or that area. So they still do the same thing. They've got Franklin open houses. They've got Nashville open houses at a great price point also. So reach out to them. And then you can also go to Hendersonville, Mount Juliet, Spring Hill, Murfreesboro, even Clarksville. They're going to have listings actually in Nashville too, just like we have listings in Clarksville. So again, take a look at agents in our brokerage too. And then maybe it's agents in the area that you want to farm that area. If you've got someone in that area that's got a listing where you want to be, you don't know them, call and introduce yourself. Janie's done this with Collie. She reached out to Aaron over there for Brandon Jenkins and said, hey, you know, how about me hosting an open house for you? Because it's these brand new builds. So again, don't be afraid of that. Just reach out to them. You're going to get a great response. They're going to appreciate it. Very, very few are going to sit there and say, no, I don't want you to do that. The ones that are new to the business and they're really not that comfortable with what they're doing. So keep that in mind. Now, marketing strategies. And this is really big. When you have an open house, you guys get to put this on social media. And that's one of the things Rachel was saying yesterday, is put one thing on social media about the business and the other stuff about personal. And some of it could be, hey, I'm putting up signs for my open house this Sunday. It's going to be at 123 Apple Street. Come on out and see me. Okay. Or it could be that, you know, you're just going out, checking out the open house, or while you're doing the open house, you do an open house live. But one thing is promote through social media. Also use Brevity Marketer, because there you can go through, create your open house video to put it in, and then post it on all your social medias. You can post on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snap. I mean, all those different ones you can put it on. The other is get your QR code ready. Now, this is a form of marketing because they can register for the open house, have one ready on the front door. As soon as they come up to the front door, they see it so they can scan it. Then have another one by the counter. So after you've talked to them for a while and they want to register, they can easily scan that and type in their information. Now, another way you can market your open house is door knocking. And they talk about doing 5 to the left of the open house, 5 to the right, and then 10 across the street. And it is amazing the response you get. And the thing that kind of surprised me yesterday is Rachel Adams has a huge business, is one of the top 1,000 realtors in the United States, has a very high price point of over $1 million on average, and she door knocks. And then I think Austin Keatner, he's one of our place partners. He also has an average list price of about 1.3, and he door knocks also. But he brings a lot of value when he does that. So again, make certain that you're taking a look at door knocking. Maybe that's an option to help jumpstart your business also. The other one is circle prospecting. And this one is Mojo, is very easy to do. You go ahead and you circle around the area you're hosting the open house, or maybe you just confine it to the neighborhood. It'll bring up the phone numbers so you can reach out and invite them to the open house. Another one is sphere calls. Hey, I'm going to be over in your area. If you get a chance, come by and see me. I'd love to talk to you, because I'm just right around the corner from you. And that way you can come in. I don't want to stop by your place and you be busy with something. Another one is our Brevity Pond account. We can actually take that listing, type it into Brevity under the little magnifying glass, and then hit listings. And we can see how many people are interested or that fits their search criteria. Then we can click on it and it'll show up in Brevity. From there, we can send them an email saying, I've got hosting an open house for this listing. Come on out and see me. I think it fits your criteria. And this is something that is very unique to them that have the listing alerts already set up. The other one is open house signs. And this is a huge marketing. And this we're going to talk about as far as location and having enough signs, or for your number of signs. So this is going to be really important also. Most importantly is know your scripts. All right. When you're hosting an open house, and this is why we practice these every Friday, is on your open house, you need to find out if they're a buyer or a seller. You've got people coming to open houses to interview you to list their home. That's what they're coming by for. They're coming by, do you have the market data and stuff for that area? Are you going to bring value to them? Are you going to help them with their motivation to sell? Maybe they need to buy something too. Or maybe they're looking to buy, and when they find the right place, then they're going to sell theirs too. So we're going to need to know if they're a buyer or a seller. The other one is LP Mama, which stands for location, price, mortgage, agency, if they're working with an agent, motivation, and an appointment. And knowing that LP Mama script so you can narrow that down to get that appointment is always key. So we have to always dig for the motivation. The motivation is so key is because when we want to show our value, we want to relate it back to what their motivation is. If they're saying, yeah, I want to buy a perfect house, but I don't want to put mine on the market yet. Well, if you did find the perfect house, what would you do? Because the sellers are saying, well, I don't want to take a home that's not on the market yet. What would you do then? And one of the things that if they don't have an answer, we have knock. So again, we're coming with solutions. We're coming with value for them. All right. Or maybe they're looking at, well, I need to sell my house, but I really don't have enough money because it needs some work to be done on it. Like I need new carpet, I need to paint it. Well, we have Keller's Ready to Sell program. We can help you with that also. And you don't have to pay for it until closing because you've got plenty of equity in your home. How would that work for you? So these are all different solutions we have, but if we don't dig for that motivation, we don't know, because some people are not going to be that transparent. They're going to kind of blow it off and say, we're going to look sometime, or we're going to sell sometime. Okay, well, why are you waiting right now? Why not go ahead and do it? Because I mean, being closer to the grandkids, I could see where that'd be a huge plus for you. You know, and right now they're probably at different ages. You told me that they were 4 and 5. And they're doing all kinds of great stuff, and you don't want to miss out on that, do you? So the next part is our checklist. These are things we want to make certain that we have in the car, you know, when we get ready to go do the open house. And of course, have our sign-in sheet or our QR codes, and I would have the manual ones as well. Okay. Have enough open house signs because we've taken out the map and we've mapped them out. Flyers for us and also promoting the house. And sometimes it's just an MLS page. You can have pamphlets, and those are capability pamphlets where the real estate done your way, where it talks about the different things we do, and you staple your business card on that. Okay, have extra business cards. Also have offer paperwork. Okay, you need to have the purchase and sale documents there too, because we have had people come in and say, hey, I want to put an offer on this house. Okay, and you're saying, well, let me call you afterwards. Get it done now. If they want to do it, then let's go ahead and do it. All right. Buyer presentation. Have your buyer presentation, your buyer's guide with you, so you can actually walk them through everything about buying a home so they understand it. And if they're ready to list their home because they've come by to interview you, well, right after the open house, run over there, have your listing packet, have a listing packet with you. We always keep those extra. And then most importantly is have the comps in the area and familiarize yourself with what's sold in that neighborhood and close by. So when they tell you that, yeah, there's homes that down the street that sold and it was much better than this one, you'll go, no, I looked at that house. It's not. It's actually got one less bedroom, one less bath. And then also, did you notice that in the pictures where the roof needs to be replaced too? This has got a brand new roof. So again, you're going to bring value because you've got that knowledge then. So with that, what kind of questions do you guys have about open houses? Austin?
You said bring the buyer presentation packet with you. Would you just start going through that with them as soon as you meet them? Like, what if somebody else walks in too and they have questions, or would you wait till afterwards?
I would try to probably set it up for right afterwards. Now, if they want to write an offer, I'd go ahead and pull out the offer paperwork. And right before I started doing that, it says, I want to walk you through what this process is going to look like and do that 15, 20-minute presentation with them.
Okay.
Okay. So that way they understand what value you're bringing, what your responsibilities are, and what you're going to help them with. Great question.
All right.
Okay. Angie, what about you?
No, not really. I already bring that with me. I don't bring the packet though. So that was good information.
Yeah, and we'll have this recorded where you guys can take it and then do a screenshot and just have your checklist as far as what else do you need to take too.
That's
Okay.
a good idea.
Janie, what about you?
Very good information. Yeah, I always bring the buyer and purchase and sale agreement with me whenever I do an open house. I come prepared as far as that goes. And
Yeah, and if on the MLS they've got the property disclosure there, I would have that printed off as well, because they're gonna need to review that.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Yeah, I always bring that as well.
I have
And
what I call a blue folder.
Yep, that's perfect. Okay.
And if there's any other thing attached to the listing that's interesting, or, that I think the buyer would need to know, I always print that out as well.
Yeah, and one other thing I do want to mention is on safety, if you got an open house that's going to be kind of out in the boonies or something like that, get a partner, call a lender and see if they want to come host it with you. Okay. Another agent, maybe a new agent, just to shadow you. Again, those things can all make a big difference by having that other person there. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. And if you feel unsafe in an open house with someone coming in, the great thing about when we host open houses on Sunday from 2 to 4 is our office at Keller Williams is open, and you can call them and tell them, says, hey, I need you to pull the red folder, and you give the address that you're at. That automatically triggers them to dispatch the police. Okay. When you say pull the red folder and you give them the address that you're located at, it's essentially telling them that you don't feel comfortable with what's going on right now and they need to send somebody out there.
If I don't feel comfortable, I'm getting out of that house.
Well, exactly. But again, if they're doing some stuff and you just say, you know what,
Yeah.
I need to get out of here, but I'm going to make certain, says, let me get some information on that for you. Give me 1 second. We've got that in our red folder that we call it, is where we keep stuff like that. Okay. So I always want to mention that to you guys. All right. Okay, guys, I'll have this recorded for you and we'll post it on our page there. Oh, Carly, what other questions or comments did you have?
I think I'm good to go on that. Pretty much standard procedure, I guess, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I don't bring the that packet that you mentioned, but I should, because I feel like I've missed a few opportunities over the years now at this point that I need to get that figured out.
Yeah, have a little zip bag, like, those little zip briefcases and stuff that you can just kind of throw in the car, keep in the trunk, where you've got that stuff in there where you can just pull it out and you're going to have it ready. Because it is something that you always want to have. Okay.